Hey folks, it's Myron from the Tap Wrestling podcast. Today I am joined by a female wrestler on the independent scene that actually has kind of shocked me a little bit. She goes by the name Dementia D'Rose, and she has a motto, is it never trust a big butt and a smile?
Yep, that's it.
Oh, yes. I saw that. I was like, I have to talk to her. This is going to be a great conversation. And what's that?
Thank you for having me.
Oh no, it's an honor on our part and a pleasure. Women's wrestling is just taking off right now.
Yeah, it's a great time to be a professional women's wrestler right now, especially with everything.
You're getting to travel a lot, hit a lot of different towns.
Yes. Traveling to Florida, to Michigan, all the way to California. Like it's amazing. I really want to go international. Like that's my next big thing, my next big goal, to travel.
Yeah, definitely. We get a lot of wrestlers tell us they want to go to Japan.
Oh yeah.
I got to figure that out because I've never really watched enough of the Japanese style stuff to know what all the appeal is, but everybody says the same thing. Like, I see myself in New Japan, or I see myself in All Japan. So I guess there must be something there worth seeing.
Women's wrestling, especially, wrestling overall, but women's wrestling, it's borderline exotic over there in Japan. So
cool.
You definitely, not like in that sense, but it's like people take more of a liking to it.
Yeah. Well, the Japanese women's wrestlers are almost a whole different style and brutality and movements. I gotta get some more of that. But what impressed me about you is the level of brutality that you're capable of. You whip some ass.
Thank you. I try. People they have me come in here and I get to be in the ring and I get to beat people down as hard as I can. Why? Of course I would want to do that. Like, I want them to remember the time that they got in the ring with Dementia D'Rose, the weapon of mass destruction.
The weapon of mass destruction. I love that tagline. I've got that right here in my notes. I was going to get to that, and you got to it first. Oh man. But I watched some of your matches, and what got me was you were able to outdo a lot of men in matches.
Yeah.
Just horribly whip them.
Well, thank you for that. I guess the best way I can say that is like, okay, I'm standing in the ring with this guy. He's gonna try and do just as much harm to me as I'm going to do to him. So I got to try and beat him down before he can get the upper hand on me. So.
What all male wrestlers have you faced?
Oh my gosh. AR Fox, Fred Yehi, oh my gosh, those matches. I faced, I've even had the likes to face my old trainer, Jay Fury, just about any guy that crosses my path. In fact, I'm actually even trying to wrestle more men as well, because I feel like that can really show my complete and total brutality of how far I will go to beat someone down, whether it's male or female.
That's the thing. Intergender wrestling seems to be taking off, and when I talk to wrestlers and ask them about it, most people are very positive on the indie scene about intergender wrestling, especially the women.
Oh yeah, like that's something that's popping off now, and a lot of people still have their indifferent feelings about it, but it's something that's gonna happen whether you want it to or not. So either you be a part of it, or you don't, or you just sit and admire it, see what it can come. Because like I've had wrestlers message me saying, we have to have a match against each other. This was great. Like, I would really like to have a match against the Hooligans. Maybe tag up with Mickey Knuckles. We're actually trying to make that happen. But yeah, without a doubt, and also the Gymnasty Boys.
That's what I was about to ask you about. We just published an interview that's dropping the day we recorded this with the Gymnasty Boys, and White Mike and Timmy Lou have to be two of the funniest people I've ever met. And most entertaining. And when they were asked about who they wanted to face, a tag team match against you and Faye Jackson.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Bam.
Yeah.
And then I talked to when I talked to Trevor Aeon, you were one of the list of intergender matches he wanted.
Yeah, like I'm disappointed that has yet to happen. Like Trevor, he's like so he's almost, I'm not gonna say just as, he's almost as crazy as I am, and it's like to have that match, who knows what will happen.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That whole Madman vibe, that would be intense. Yeah. Now, I first got exposed to you when I was watching the videos for Rise 3. And you did a promo video for that.
Yeah. That was actually my first Rise seminar that I've done, and I plan on going back November 10th. So, but yeah, it's I had to introduce the world of Rise who I was, and let them know that if you were to step in the ring with me, you will not get some soft hitting.
Oh, definitely.
You're going to get brutal force. You're going to get straight up chaos. You're going to feel pain. You will remember the day that you stepped in the ring with Dementia D'Rose.
From what I've seen, I can vouch for that. I'm no wrestler. Trust me, I'll never get my big ass into a ring. But I've watched enough of your matches to know that you're not bullshitting here. All the people I've dealt with Rise have been so positive about the experience. And everybody, they learn a lot and they enjoy the promotion. Did you go through the Tom Pritchard seminar?
Yes, I did. Yes, I even got to speak with him personally. He told me he was a huge fan of my finisher, the Damnesia. So yes. That was awesome. But just speaking with him, like how he was saying, what is the next step to improving who we are as female wrestlers and what we should do, what we should not do. It really opened that third eye to understand, okay, what is next for me now? How can I push myself even further to become someone unlike the rest, to become someone the wrestling scene has never seen?
Yes, definitely. Tom Pritchard, I'm a huge Tom Pritchard mark because I grew up in Continental Wrestling in Birmingham, and when I was a kid, and he was on all facets of the program, from referee to commentator to wrestler he did it all. So, I was super familiar with him. And then when I talked to Kevin Harvey about how Tom Pritchard was going to be the trainer, I was like, Jesus Christ, that's an amazing opportunity.
It really was. Like, I cannot wait
back. Yeah. And did you get to meet Soraya Knight?
Yes, I did, actually. She was just so kind and so intimidating at the same time. It was like, I mean, you can't help but to Soraya Knight.
I'm not gonna lie. She's intimidating to me. I bought one of her T-shirts off Pro Wrestling Tees because I loved everything I've seen about her. It's a kick-ass T-shirt too.
And she, like, her work knows no limits. Like, it's beyond incredible. And it's like I get to sit there and watch these incredible, amazing female wrestlers, and it's like, this is where I want to be. This is something that I can strive to be, instead of just being content with where I am now. It's like, okay, I see that this new level that these amazing female wrestlers are on. This is where I want to go to.
Now, there were quite a few women at that program, if I'm not mistaken, that have some very extreme personality characters. Rosemary was there, correct?
Yes, she was.
Now, do you see yourself as similar to her, or do you think it's something you're doing a different take on that?
Well, I would say there are similar traits, but I think we each we have our own different personality. Me, and I say this a lot. I mean, Rosemary, she's her own person, but when it comes to me, when it comes to Dementia D'Rose, I like to say that I personally have a She-Hulk inside of me.
Oh.
And yeah, and I say that because there are times, like right before I step out of that curtain, I transform into Dementia D'Rose. It's like she doesn't become me, I become her. And there's nothing I enjoy more than just sitting and it's like I'm inside of my head, sitting here watching her while she destroys her opponent. She beat them down, punch by punch by punch, and then there are times when I get to be right beside her, just helping her beat them down. And then it's almost like I can't describe it. It's like you
out of body.
It's like you get to witness the chaos. You get to be a part of the chaos, and then you get to become the chaos. And that's what she is.
You can see the intensity in your eyes when you're wrestling. That's one thing I noticed. And if you can't visualize what you're saying to anyone listening, if you can't visualize what she's saying, go and watch some of her matches and just watch her eyes. And it's almost as if she is possessed. It's intimidating as hell. Where did you learn your wrestling style at?
Well, I wouldn't say. Oh, when I decided I wanted to become a professional wrestler, I looked up schools, and of course, at the time, WWE 4, not where I'm at now, but WWE 4 when it was under Mr. Hughes, that was the only option that I had. So I went there, and well, you know, I'm not trying to throw shade on anybody, but I'll just say, under Hughes' training, and I'm not saying he wasn't even my trainer, but at the time, with him being at the school and him being the only trainer, it really wasn't what I expected it to be. It wasn't at all. Like, no one took the time to come work with me, and no one. It was just like I just felt that I was wasting my time there, because there would be times when I would just literally sit there the entire time and just watch other people train. Yeah, and it was like very disappointing. And then I met my old trainer, Jay Fury. He came up to me. He's like, you pay all this money to train and you're not getting trained. I can take you somewhere where you can get trained. He's like, because, you know, women's wrestling has such a bad rep, but I can train you. And and he took me to PCW, and Platinum Championship Wrestling, and he trained me. You know, I've learned so much from him, and so I've trained with him. And I would say, you know, I ventured out on my own. I did shows on my own. I would say about a year ago, Aja Pereira, she told me that AR Fox was taking over the new WWE 4. And I was like, wow, you know, I get to train with somebody like AR Fox. This is incredible. This is amazing. So maybe he can take me to that next level. Well, maybe he can show me or give me tips that would help me get to the next level. So I went there, and like as soon as I got there, he was like, hey, you want to get in the ring? You want to train? You want to do this? You want to do that? So I'm like, oh, this is awesome. I finally have somebody who knows what they're doing, somebody who, and this, again, this is not trying to throw shade on anybody, but he was very hands-on, and he like helped me with whatever I needed help with. He would throw suggestions. He would never tell me, hey, this is the way to do it. That's one thing I'm completely grateful for, because, you know, you have those trainers that are like, no, this is a specific way that you have to do it, because if you do it any other way, then it's wrong. Like Air Fox is not like that. He's very open-minded. He's like, hey, this is how I do stuff, but if you want to do this your way, then, you know, add your own flair to it. And I have learned so much from him. Like my wrestling, I can say hands down, my wrestling has gotten better. My Dementia D'Rose, she has learned so much from training with him, and I've been there ever since.
Oh, cool! That's awesome that you get a great relationship at a school that you're able to train at, and can, you know, and with people you like too. Because I think You need that nurturing. Everyone needs nurturing when they're learning.
Yeah.
And that sounds like a really good environment. Now, where's that school located at?
It's we relocated, so now it's at 152 Selig Drive, Atlanta, Georgia. It's literally like a mile down from where it originally was. But it's a better location. The venue is bigger, more hands on. Like it's the address is 152 Selig Drive, Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay, definitely. Yeah. I'll have to get that in the tag so people can check that out.
We still have shows every Thursday night. Every Thursday night at 8:00, free shows.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Because we'd love to get out to an indie show. We try to check out as much indie wrestling as we possibly can, because since we switched over to focusing on indie wrestling, our downloads went through the roof because people are so hungry for that stuff right now. They love it. We went to SCI Friday night, and then Nick went up to a wrestling school in Myrtle Beach on Saturday to cover some stuff for the podcast. And the people we meet are so nice, and they're welcoming, and they give us so much to work with. It's just a wonderful experience. The wrestling community now is terrific. You wrestled someone, Fallen Fire Kikyo, that I've interviewed before, and someone who I really like. She's very nice, and she's also a heavy hitter. But God Almighty, you took it to her.
Who?
Kikyo?
Oh, Kikyo. Oh gosh, yes. Oh, Kikyo. Oh my God, I love her. Like, I love getting in the ring with her. Like, it's the thing about Kikyo is that once you step in the ring with her, you're in for a fight. And that's exactly what we did. And I'm waiting for this rematch to happen between me and her. Like that has to happen. But yeah, Kikyo, she's incredible. She's
coming to PCW, isn't she?
Yeah, I won't be there, unfortunately.
Oh shoot! See, PCW is a promotion we've always wanted to go out and check out, but we can't get there at the right time. And we see a lot of people coming out of there, a lot of people talking about it, a lot of good stuff happening.
Yeah, I haven't been there in a while myself, but yeah, like being there, it's pretty cool.
I mean, a lot of the promotions in Atlanta are starting to go heavily into women's wrestling. I wish we could get to see more of it. They've got that Roar promotion starting up. They've got a show this month. They're like a part of AWE. That's cool.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah, we're going to try to get out to that. Who all do you have there to school? Do you do the shows? Is it other students of the school that y'all do the shows with, or?
Yes. All just about all the people that he's trained. He lets them wrestle, put on matches, and every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Just this past Thursday, I went against his newest female trainee, Danny J. She won a chance for my world heavyweight title there at WWE 4, and she and I had a hellacious.
Was that already on YouTube?
Not yet, but someone, it's on my Facebook page.
Okay.
And fans record.
Cool, because like I said, it's always good to get to see that raw independent footage like that, because it's.
Oh yes, like she has hella potential. In fact, she even did her first official match against Priscilla Kelly at FIP this past Saturday. So. Okay,
cool. Oh, that's the Florida?
Yes, it was down in Ybor City.
Yes. Okay. I knew some wrestlers that were going down there. That kind of rang a bell. Priscilla Kelly's real hot in the business right now. Have you had a chance to wrestle her yet?
No, not really. I haven't had a match against her, but I'll take on anybody. It doesn't matter to me, who they are. I will take on literally anyone. Cause
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Women are able to do so much these days in wrestling. And I think whether we like it or not, the WWE when they switched it from divas to actually women's championship wrestling and quit objectifying the women, I think they were at the forefront of all this. But I think they were in response to Ronda Rousey paving the way for y'all.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, if you see it that way, but it's not just her that I see that. I see a lot of female wrestlers like Awesome Kong and Jacqueline.
Yes.
Like, I see that they paved the way for someone like me, because I mean, this is no disrespect on anyone, but they weren't exactly small size, small figures. You know what I mean? Like they threw in people and females like China. It shows, hey, you can hang with the men just as much as you hang with the women. You can, if you have enough force and enough brutality, you can freaking beat them down. So like those are the female wrestlers that I look up to, like the Awesome Kongs, the Chinas, the Jacquelines, the Litas, like those female wrestlers.
Now, Nia Jax, what are your feelings on her?
Oh my gosh, I love her. I love everything that she is about. I love her. I even kind of somewhat stalk her on social media, but it's cool because
my gosh.
I know my distance, but gosh, I love everything about her.
I wish I'd give her better ring attire, though. Yeah. I hate to criticize anything, but her ring attire is horrible. I mean, they could do so much more with her. Every time my girlfriend are watching wrestling, she's like, "Honey, God."
A lot of people, they say the same. Well, I'm not going to say a lot. Some people, they say the same thing about my ring attire, because I'm the weapon of mass destruction. So what you see is what you're gonna get. And like I've heard people message me, "Oh, your butt is out too much," and like you're too big to be wearing this. And it's like, oh, well, that's your pain. But you know what I do? I knock people out with this ass, and I get championship with this ass. I mean, so
if you were to cover it'd be a concealed weapon. It is a very dangerous weapon. I mean, you're able to use it to your full capacity.
Full capacity. Like I've given whiplashes, concussions, I've busted lips. Oh. Yeah, like it's not a pretty sight.
I guess I'm going to watch more of those videos to catch up on all that, because that's a whole new take on that. So you work for Shine, you work for Sparkle, you work for Rise. Where are you getting?
I did Sparkle matches for Rise and Shimmer. Those are like the pre-matches.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But yes, I currently wrestle for Shine, and I did Sparkle matches for Shimmer and Rise, and that was
awesome.
That was beyond incredible. It was just like, just take a minute I just had to take a minute to soak in everything, to actually mentally prepare myself, like I'm in the same ring as the likes of Mia Yim, Mercedes Martinez. Like, how awesome, how amazing is that?
That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. I on the scene right there, they are some of the biggest names in female wrestling right now. Mia Yim especially.
Oh yeah, Mia Yim, she's incredible. I've won my big time wrestling belt in California when I wrestled against her. She was my opponent, and that match, she is literally my all time favorite opponent to wrestle, and because people always tell me, "Oh, you hit so hard, you really try to beat them down," but it's like, Mia, like once you're in the ring with Mia Yim, you have to prepare yourself to, like, okay, this chick is gonna hit me just as hard as I'm gonna hit her, and those kicks, my goodness, I'm still feeling those kicks. My God, that girl can kick. And there were a good amount of times that she caught me, and I had to, like, whoa, where am I? And I was like, oh yeah, okay. She's amazing. She is just incredible, and I would love to have many more matches with her, against her.
The way things are taking off right now, I'm sure that's going to happen, because you can't get on a card these days and look at it and not see at least one women's match. A lot of promotions are running all women's matches. And I think it's just a matter of time before even the bigger, the WWE or Global Force really starts looking at all female productions. Maybe an all pay-per-view or an all show. The Mae Young Classic recently.
Yes. God, yes.
It's on fire right now. Women's wrestling is on fire. And I was talking to Nick, the guy that runs the podcast. I'm like, man, we got to get more women on the show because that's where all the buzz is right now.
Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true.
Do you get to network with anybody in the wrestling business? Do you work as far as doing your promos or anything like that with anyone?
Well, I wouldn't say I work with anyone. I just say what's on my mind. It doesn't matter who I'm up against. If I have an upcoming show, I try to promote that. It's not really work on my. The best way I can describe it is it's like when I step right before I step out the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Like Dementia D'Rose really completely takes over. Whether I'm about to either have a match or whether I'm just talking about something, I become her,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like it's not me trying to put on an act. Like she is a real thing. Like in her full capacity comes out, whether she's in the ring or whether she's talking. Like right now, she's right now as I'm talking to you right now, she's just sleeping. She's like it's almost hibernation. So right now you have a nice calm Dementia D'Rose.
Okay, well that's
yeah. But the She-Hulk Dementia D'Rose, when it's time for her to come out, she comes out.
Yes, I'm glad we can do that, and I'm also glad that I'm on the other side of the city from you. So if she were to come out, I really couldn't use an ass whipping right now. Now, what are you working on? Have you got merchandise you're selling too?
Yes, I have T-shirts. I'm actually going to get more made. I've been messaging Fully Gimmick to get up a new design. Yes, I also have pictures, 8x10s. Also, I'm gonna try to start coming up with action figures. Hopefully soon, maybe within like the next year or so.
Oh, that's awesome! That's awesome. You had mentioned something about shoes.
Shoes?
Yes. Oh, shows. I took that down wrong when you sent me the message.
We could probably do shoes.
Well, I mean, you could get a nice line of shoes. I don't know anyone doing shoes for sale these days for wrestlers, but I mean, I'll put that down on my list of things to look into.
Yeah.
So you're working with Fully Gimmicked? No,
I'm just trying to get in touch with them. They recently did Aja Pereira's new T-shirt. Yeah, you guys need to go out there and buy that. It's a freaking badass T-shirt, like really. So like yeah, I'm trying to get in contact with them and trying to get T-shirts designed.
Cool. Where are you able to? Is that bought through their website? Or are they?
Yeah. It's online, fullygimmick.com. Yeah.
I've seen that name at a couple of, actually more than one independent show lately. I just didn't know what it was. Cool.
And they don't just do T-shirts. They do wristbands, headbands, whatever. They might even do shoes. So.
Well, that'll work too if you can get a shoe sponsor.
Yeah.
Works out great for the basketball players. I don't know why wrestlers aren't doing it too. So, if we're looking to see you wrestle, where can we go? Where are the shows going to be at coming up?
Well, okay, I'll say for local shows. Well, for local shows, I'm here in Atlanta every Thursday night at WWE 4, but I will also be at Dragoncon this year as well. So come out, yeah.
That definitely.
Dragoncon's awesome, so definitely come out and see me at WWE 4 or at Dragoncon. I also have I'm going to be at WWE Superstars at August 18th. It's going to be in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Oh, cool.
Yes. After that, I'm going to be in Western Michigan, near Detroit. That's going to be an international big time wrestling, where I will be facing Amazing Maria for my BTW women's title. I will also be in September. I will be in Indiana. Me and Mickey Knuckles will be teaming up, and we'll be going against the Carnies. So yeah, definitely up to that.
I got to see the Carnies live for the first time a couple of weeks ago, and then they were at SCI. I couldn't stay for the second day of SCI, but they were there the first day, just hanging out and talking to people. Great guys, but man, they can do some crazy stuff.
Well, we do crazy. We're monsters.
Well, I've seen Mickey Knuckles and you working together, and it's y'all were just, I can't remember what the name of the two women y'all were taking on in a show.
Was Samantha Heights and Amazing Maria.
That's it, yes. And y'all just beat the hell out of them.
Well, we do best.
Was it you or was it Mickey that was had a chair and they were sitting in the chair on top of one of them?
I believe that was Mickey. Yeah, that sounds like Mickey.
Oh my God, that's another use for a chair I've never seen.
Yeah.
So are you going out to California again? You said.
Yes, I'm going back out to Big Time Wrestling. I will be defending my Big Time Wrestling belt against the Rise champion, Shotzi Blackheart.
Oh, yeah. Shotzi Blackheart, that's a big name. She's picking up on the independent scene. That's going to be a big match.
Oh, it's going to be a hell of a match.
I saw her get color with Kikyo. I mean, they were both bleeding before that's all over.
Yes, I saw that as well. So I hope she does not expect me to hold back on her, because like we actually had we actually wrestled each other at Shine. It was me. It was a 3-way battle, me versus her versus Natalia. And, you know, I would say she got lucky enough to get the pin on me, but October, it will be a very, very fucking different outcome.
Oh, yes. Now, tell me about this Big Time Wrestling belt you have.
It's Big Time Wrestling. It's located near the Bay Area in Newark. This is going to be their 20. They've been wrestling. This promotion has been around for 21 years, and so they're going to have their this is their 21st anniversary show. So they're having like some Bret the Hitman Hart will be there.
Ooh.
Yes, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. And I've been their champion for since March. So and they allowed me to take it with me, defend at other places, some promotions. They
okay, so you are defending their belt on other promotions. That is insane.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And apparently retaining that belt then.
Yes, the hell I am. I plan on it. Yeah, like Shotzi Blackheart, she better be ready for the fight of her life, because I have a Dementia just for her.
Just that for her. Ooh, that's going to be that'll probably generate amnesia with her. That's a hell of a finisher. How did you develop that?
For the longest, I was actually I was like shy. The fact that my rear end was so big, and I would try to hide it throughout my matches. But of course, it being so big, that's all the fans would talk about. Oh, you have a big butt. You have a big butt. So I was thinking, okay, if they really want to see some ass, I'll give them some ass. I will knock people out with this ass. And that's how it happened. I was actually talking to a wrestler, and they said, yeah, use that as a weapon. Use whatever you have as a weapon. Don't hold back. Like, you know what you got. You see your full potential.
Yeah, there's been a renaissance in the large asses. More and more people are learning to appreciate them.
Yeah. Or get knocked out by them. It's whatever,
There are quite a few people I've seen that you've put that to and hurt them. It's a good time to be a wrestling fan. Do you work anywhere in Atlanta besides at the school?
Not really. I don't really do many Georgia shows. I try to venture out more.
Uh-huh.
But I've had fans hitting me up asking me when I was if I'm ever coming back to Southern Fried or Wrestle
Oh, you
America.
just Fred?
Yeah, I actually
Yeah.
did Southern Fried. I did just about every show in Georgia, but my schedule's so busy. I don't.
Oh yeah, all that traveling. That's a lot of work.
Yeah, like I actually remembered the question you asked me if I ever faced Priscilla Kelly, and I realized I actually did face her, and it was at AWE at Roar actually when I went
Okay.
against her and Kiera Hogan in a 3-way battle.
Okay,
So
I've
yeah,
seen Kara Hogan. I saw her at the last AWE show, and she's for her size, she is a hell of a fighter.
yeah, yes she is. I will give her full credit on that. She's a little spitfire. They don't call her the girl on fire for nothing.
Yeah. Well, you've got the extinguisher though, so
It's the hell I do. And I put it out every single time. We were actually supposed to have a match in April at the Sanctuary up in Philadelphia, but I was unable to go to that. But it's been 2 years since she and I had a match against each other, so I would definitely like that to happen again. Maybe it could be like a title versus title match, because she's the WSU Spirit Champion. I'm the Big Time Wrestling Women's Champion, so that should
title,
happen.
title. Yeah, that'll be huge.
Yeah.
That's going to be awesome. I would really like to see that. I really hope women's wrestling continues to take off, because it has gotten to the point where you're getting to see so much talent, and not only a lot of talent, but a variety of talent.
Oh yeah.
You got your
Maybe
body.
they get a load of me though.
But you're not. I mean, you're getting to see the women, the bigger bruising women these days, and I think that's great for business.
Hell yes, it is. I mean, like when someone like me, because I'm not small and I'm not petite, and so when you get in the ring with me, you have to expect like, okay, this big bitch is gonna throw freaking hands, so I'm gonna have to bring it, or I'm just gonna get my ass knocked out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You do a pretty good job of bringing it. I can tell you that much. That that is a thing.
People tell me, "Oh, you're crazy." I'm like, I'm not crazy. It's just all these voices in my head that's just telling me to.
Crazy to be is crazy.
Oh,
And,
nice.
well, it's working. It's working. You're getting over. I keep seeing your name everywhere, all over Twitter. You're popping up on Facebook. I keep seeing people talking about you. So that's got to be good for business.
Thank you.
And the amount of traveling you're doing, that is increasing your exposure. That's got to be really good too.
Yes, it is. It's amazing. Like it's just taking it all in. Like actually believing that this is happening. Because starting out, I've had so many people tell me that I couldn't do this. I've had so many promoters tell me, oh well, maybe if you were thinner, or we already have a black girl, or maybe we don't do the whole crazy gimmick. Maybe if you're sexier, maybe like it has been a long, hard, depressing, angry journey, but I just take it all in stride, because it's true what they say. If you want something really bad, it's not gonna. But it's like I get to train with one of one of the top indie wrestlers on the scene right now. I get to train with the AR Fox. I get to talk to him and ask him, what can I do to make myself better? So to all these, and he knows how great I am. So it's like, to these other promotions or promoters or bookers that don't want to put me on their show because they don't like the way I look, or they want me to be a certain way, it's their loss, because I'm going to keep kicking ass one damnesia at a time.
Oh, yes. If they don't put you on their shows, they're missing out, because I'm sure the audiences want to see you.
Oh, without a doubt. I've had fans message me so many times, when are you coming back to this? When are you coming back to that? We wish you would come back here. So it's complete loss.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful to have that kind of buzz, because if you can get in with the fans, they'll drive anywhere to see you. They'll follow you around. And with the internet giving independent wrestlers so much exposure these days, everybody is able to discover you and what you do.
Yeah, that's
Do
true.
you have a lot of followers that people see your stuff on YouTube or Facebook or?
Oh yeah, like whenever I can, I post videos of my finishes, the amnesia or the fatality or whatever. Fans, they instantly message me. Oh, that's amazing. I've never seen anybody do something like that before, and it's the social media has definitely helped out.
Yes. Oh yeah,
it's so much exposure. So much.
100%. And I think the wrestlers that don't get social media are the ones that are going to kind of get put to the back, because people are going to see people and start asking to see Dementia D'Rose. They're going to start asking to see O'Shea Edwards or some of our friends, because they see them on social media, and the guys are getting over, like the 13th floor guys.
Oh yeah, oh my God.
And now they're getting to travel all over the place. I believe they're heading to New York soon.
Yeah.
So it's great. Social media helps so much, and I think people have to pay more attention to it, especially promoters.
Yeah.
Because that's where your talent is. You don't have to perform.
And that's like you don't have to, like back in the day, you don't have to, I mean, it's good to have someone, vouch for you. But if you want to look up a specific wrestler, like, hey, I'm thinking about bringing this female on my show, all you got to do is go on their social media page. And if you like what they're about, I'm like, okay, yeah. If you don't, all right, fine. But there's no, I want to put this person on, but I don't know what they can do. I don't know what this person can do. Now, social media has helped so much with that.
No, definitely. It's a new age for wrestling, and I think it's going to be a great age. And it's great to see that women are not as objectified as they used to be in women's wrestling, and we just look at them for their talent and what they can do. And I've talked to Papa Hale several times, and I've seen his Facebook and Twitter posts about just treat all wrestlers as if they were equal, and which, coming with gender stereotypes, that's kind of hard to do all the time. But when you just suspend it and just enjoy the wrestling, it's worth it.
Yeah. I mean, you still have those bookers that are still, I just want to book the girl that look cute in shorts because I want to hope that maybe I can fuck her. But, that's really dying out. I mean, you definitely still have those, but, it's slowly but surely dying out. And I can honestly say that because of the fact that women wrestlers are seen now as women wrestlers, like, people can see more of what I'm about now. It's like I'm not the sexy guy. You will not get no sexy type from me. You will not get no prancing around. You will not get like I said, what you see is what you get. And if you think, oh my God, this chick looks like she's about to destroy somebody, you damn right I will.
That is true. That is the truth. And I think anyone that makes the mistake of getting in the way of the damnesia, the weapon of ass destruction, are making a horrible mistake.
Damn.
I'll tell you what, I've had a pleasure talking to you today, and I really can't wait to do this again. And I'm really looking forward to seeing you live. I'm hoping we can get down to Dragoncon. I think that'd be awesome. Folks, this is Damnesia. I've got damnesia. Sorry. All the butt talk got to me. Dementia D'Rose, quite possibly the most brutal female wrestler out there today. Check her out. Y'all have a good day now. Thanks for listening. Hey, folks, if you like what you heard today, why don't you go to the tappedOutWrestlingPodcast.com website. Look at our fine sponsors, the good people at Blue Apron, who present wonderful meals to you at your home that are easily prepared and extremely fresh. The Fight Network, the best place there is to watch indie wrestling and all kinds of other great content. And the Amazon Network affiliate program we're a part of, where every time you purchase through that link, we are going to get a percentage back on that. This is the Tapped Out Wrestling Podcast at gmail.com, tappedoutpod at gmail.com, tappedoutwrestlingpodcast.com. At Twitter, we're at tappedoutpod. At Facebook, we're the Tapped Out Wrestling Podcast. You can find me at Myron the Mark. And I really appreciate you taking the time to listen to our show. Check out all the material we have. We're able on iTunes, Stitcher, everywhere you can find a podcast. The Tapped Out Wrestling Podcast is there.